Alright, so here is the solo variant for Lewis and Clark. Now, if you're not familiar with this game, I'll give you kind of a quick understanding. First off, I start with 6 cards here, and these 6 cards are going to help me either gather resources or to be able to move along the river, through the mountains, through the river, through the mountains, and through the river to get to Fort Clatsop. Now, my goal as the blue player is I want to set up camp here at Fort Clatsop. If I do that before the yellow guy arrives there, then I win the game. If he arrives before I get there, then he will drink all the beer, eat all the food, and get all the women. And that's not a good thing, because I want to be able to have some of that left over for me. My opponent here is Mr. Alexander McKenzie. He is the yellow evil guy. So, if we've got 2 types of mandatory actions you have to take one of, and then you have 2 optional actions. One of the mandatory actions is that I would take one of my workers and place them somewhere here on the board. Another mandatory action would be that I would power up one of my cards and use one of the cards. Now, to be able to use a card, you always either have to flip over a card, and then depending on the power of the card, and that depends on how many red workers are filled in here, that determines how many times this card could be activated. Or I could put a worker on it, and that would activate it as well. Or I could do it like this and place a worker, and that would activate it twice, okay? So those are the 2 mandatory type of actions. Optional actions is that I could camp, which will explain how we camp when we perform that action. And also I could purchase cards. So speaking of that, let's flip over our cards and let's see what we have here in store. And so far, we've got some. Okay, so we've got a 1. Now, whenever you draw a lower value 1, you always put it down. And then we've got another 1 here. So, okay. Alright, so to purchase a card, you are going to pay the cost of power, whatever it is here in power, that's like from 1 to 3. 3 is the highest power, 1's the lowest. And you're going to pay that in equipment. Equipment are, whoops, I forgot to get my equipment. And equipment are these silver pieces here, or the gray pieces. And then you're going to pay fur. And the fur ranges from 1 fur all the way up to 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces of fur. So, alright, hey, without further ado, why don't we see if we can try to get this thing moving along. So, now the rule book states, if I want an easy version of the game, I have him start on the same spot as I'm at. If I want the expert version, he starts on the 7 spots ahead of me. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm not going to lie to you. I will not win if he starts on the 7th spot. I'm telling you straight up, I will lose. I'm going to come to a happy medium here, and if it's all fine and dandy, how about if I start him just 3 spaces ahead to at least give him a bit of a head start? He'll probably still beat me, but we'll see if I can at least give him a bit of a race here. So, all right. So why don't we get into the action. Now, one thing for you veteran Lewis and Clark players, you'll notice that we have these little badges here on these spots, and what that means is because I don't have an opponent to play off of with badges, if that is an occupied space, I could play off of the occupied space badge. And that will probably make sense here in just a bit as we're playing. So, alright, so let's see what kind of cards we've got. Nothing really jumps out as fabulous at all, to be honest with you. And I think this guy, I have to spend 2 workers to be able to get a horse. Not great. I would like to try to get... I wouldn't mind that guy right there, actually, to be honest. He's not too shabby. So let's see what I can do to try to eventually get a better worker or better character in my hand. So right off the bat, I wouldn't mind trying to get some resources. So why don't we work on trying to do that? So I'm going to place my guy right there, and I will grab, let's think, let's grab 1 equipment and 1 food, okay? And then that would end my turn, so Mr. Alexander's going to move a spot. Now I am going to play a powwow, and to play a powwow, I'm going to play this card here, okay? And I'll show you how that works. So I'm going to play this one, and then I'm going to play this one under it, like that. And that'll activate the powwow once. So the powwow sends everybody into the center of the board. It eliminates that card and moves these cards down, and a new one will come out. And a new guy will be placed here. Now I get to take 1 or 2 of these Indians and add them to my player board. I'm going to take them both and add them to there. And that would end my turn, so he's going to move forward 1. Alright, so now I want to place, I am thinking, let's go here. And I am thinking about grabbing a couple of furs. And if I grab a couple of furs, let me think on this real quick. Yeah, I think I might do that. Get a couple of furs. Alright, so 2 furs. No, you know what? I'm going to go with the wood instead. Yeah, so I'm going to grab 2 wood instead and place them there. Alright, then I'm going to use this guy and I'm going to place him here. And that gets me an equipment and a wood. And I'm going to place them here. Okay. Oops. First time I did that, I should have moved him. Now this time, I move him again. Okay. Sorry about that. That's the one thing about the solo game. You can easily forget to move him. So I'm going to have to make sure I slow down a bit to keep track of that. Alright. So now, I am going to play this card down. And I am going to play this card like that, or play this card up and play that card down, and I am going to gather 2 furs and I'll put them on my player board. Okay, well, actually, let's see. Yes, I can hold them. Okay, now what I'm thinking about doing is I can spend these 3 furs and 3 of these equipment, and I'm going to purchase this card over here. So that's 1, 2, 3 furs, or 3 equipment, 3 furs, and I'm going to grab this card right here and put it in my hand. And we're going to move those down to take its place. So that would end my turn, so he moves forward. And now I want to move. So what I'm going to do is put this card down. I'm going to put this card underneath it. And this is my movement card. Okay. So what it's saying here is for 1 piece of meat, I can move 2 spaces on water. For 1 canoe, I can move 4 spaces on water. And then for 1 horse, I can move 2 spaces in the mountains. So I've got 3 workers, so I could activate it up to 3 times. Unfortunately, I don't have enough supplies to be able to move 3 times, though. So I will put the 2 food in there, and I'll move up 4 spaces. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And now I can move my resources around, and I'm going to call a camp. So the way a camp works is that you will get penalized, move backwards for every 1 card you have left in your hand. So I had 1 card, so that's going to move me backwards 1. Then you would get penalized 1 space backwards if you have any resources in this area here. And you would be moved backwards for each resource you have here. So I have 5 spaces here that hold resources. If I had it full with 5, I'd move back 5 spaces. This area here, you would move back for each extra Indian that you had. So I moved back my 1 space. I will move my camp up, and then he moves forward 1 space as well. So I was able to get all my cards in my hand, though. So let's see what I can do now. All right. Well, probably would not be a bad idea to call a powwow again to get some more Indians. You got to be careful, though, because they do take time to deal with, and unfortunately, it can slow you down. Oh boy, what do we want to do here? Alright, I know I would like to get this card, I think, or possibly even this one, because then that way I wouldn't have to worry about trying to get canoes, but canoes I can turn into horses now, so that's good. So why don't we do this? Why don't we see about trying to get some canoes? Okay, so let's call the powwow. So place this down, and let's place a fur underneath it, and that will eliminate this card. These cards will slide down. Okay, and this guy will go in there, go in there, go in there. This guy will go here, and I'm going to take all 3 of them and put them on my player board. That'll let him move 1 space forward. Next, I think I'm going to place here. Actually, wait a minute. Let's think about this. Let's not do that. Let's go here, and let's get 2 pieces of wood. Put them on my player board, and that'll allow him to move 1 space forward. And now I'm going to place the other 2 here, and I'm going to turn in 4 pieces of wood, and I'm going to get 2 canoes for that wood. Okay, that'll end my turn, so he'll move to here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I can move 8 spaces as of right now, but we could do a little bit better. So let's play this card here, and we're going to play this card behind it, and we're going to collect 1 food. So none of the other badge spaces. Here's a food badge, and here's a food badge. None, so I'm just going to collect 1 piece of food, put it on my player board. So he's going to move forward 1 space. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So what I'm going to do now is So I'm going to play this down. I'm going to play this card behind it. All right, so I'm going to activate this 3 times. So I am going to use 2 canoes and 1 piece of food, and that will move me forward 10 spaces. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. But you are not allowed to stop on the same space that your opponent's on. So that actually pushes me forward 1 extra space. Now I'm going to wait to camp. I'm going to end my turn. That does move him forward, unfortunately, 2 spaces. But now I am going to camp, and I had 1 card, and that means my camp would be moved to that spot right there. So I have gained a little bit on him, but we're not even into the mountains yet. The mountains are where it gets really bad. Okay, so let's see. All right, so we can move faster through the mountains with this thing here, because at least that. So I'd like to get that card. So why don't we try to get that? So right off of the bat, I'm thinking let's call another powwow. So let's play that with a food behind it. And that will allow me to call the powwow. So all these guys are going to go into the center. This guy will take that spot. This card will go away. These cards will slide down. And a new one will come out. Okay. So let's see. I'll take all the guys. And that'll end my turn. So he's going to move forward 1 space. Alright, so now I'm going to place this guy. Let's place him here and get 1 equipment and 1 wood. Alright, we'll put them on our player board there. And that'll end my turn, so he's going to move forward 1 space. Okay. Next, I am going to play this card along with this one. And so I have the silver badge, and then the silver badge, so I'm going to be able to collect 2 pieces of equipment for that card. And then that'll end my turn, so he's going to move forward 1. Next, I'm going to place this guy. You know what? I'm going to play this card, and I'm going to place this guy on that card. No. Let's not worry about that. Not yet. You know what? Yeah, let's do that. Okay. And then that'll give me... No, I don't need to do that. No, I'm taking that back. Okay. Let's place him right there. And then that'll allow me to get 1 food and 1 fur. And I'll put those on my player board here. Okay. That'll allow him to move forward 1. Now, I do have enough with... Let me see. 3 of these. Let me think here. Do I want to spend all 3, though? That is a good question. Because if I don't, then yeah, let's do that. Let's spend all 3 of the equipment and 1 fur, and let's get this card right here into our hand, okay? Because I could have permanently removed one of the cards from my hand, and you get the amount of equipment added to your cost of trying to get a character card. So for instance, this is 1 equipment value. If I destroyed this card, then I would get 1 equipment added. See, and this one would give me 3. So, but I'm not going to do that. So that'll be my turn, so he's going to move up. Hopefully I didn't move him twice. Alright, so let's see what I can do here. So I'm getting some 3-valued cards in my hand, and that's really good, and they're very helpful. I wouldn't mind getting this one as well if I get a chance, but we'll see when we get there. Alright, so I need to get a canoe. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I can move there as well if I wanted to. Why don't we do this, okay? So if I go there, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so it doesn't matter. Alright, so I'm going to go here, and I'm going to spend the 2 pieces of wood and get myself a canoe. And he'll move forward 1. Next, I am going to play this. I'm going to play this card face down and play this card face up. And I'm going to spend 1 canoe and 1 food, and I'm going to move forward 6 spaces. So 1, 2, 3, 4, but I can only go 5 because unfortunately I hit the mountains, and I'm only moving on water according to this card. So I'm not camping yet, but he does move forward 1. Next, I am going to play this. Whoops, wrong way. Let's do that the other way. Okay, I'm going to play it like that, and I can collect up to 3 fur if I want to. I really don't think I want that many pieces of fur, though. So I'm probably just going to grab 2 pieces. and we'll call it a day there. And I'll put them over there. Now I am going to camp. I have no cards in my hand, no materials, no Indians, so my camp can move up to here. And I will collect up all my cards. That'll end my turn, so he's going to go there. Alright, so the mountains are always the tricky part. They always slow you down big time. Moving on water is easy. Once you get to the mountains, it gets really, really tough. And that's where I'm going to need this guy right here. This is one of the cards I picked up. And what it's saying is for, I have to have those 4 different types of resources, and I can move 4 spaces in the mountains. So I need to get this working. So why don't we do, okay, that's a good card. I would really like to try to get that. So let's think. So if I move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, if I do it twice, I could get right to there. But I'm going to need 2 equipment, 2 meat, and 2 wood. Well, 2 wood I can get from right there. The 2 equipment and the 2 meat will be a little bit trickier, but not impossible. So why don't we do this? We're going to place here, and we're going to get 2 pieces of wood. Okay, and I'm going to end my turn, then I'll put him there. Next, I'm going to call the powwow, and let me think. Let's use this card, okay? And now the powwow has begun. We're going to put everybody in the center, okay? And this guy will come here. This card will unfortunately go away, which I think was a good one. And put that there, okay? And I can take as many as I want. I'm going to need 1 for sure, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, so we're going to just take them all. Because this is going to take a little bit of planning here. So, okay, so that would end the turn. He's going to move forward 1. All right. Now let's put this guy here, and we're going to get 2 pieces of wood, and we'll put them on our player boards here. Okay, that'll end my turn. He's going to move forward 1. Now we're going to put this guy here, and we're going to get 1 piece of wood and 1 equipment, and that'll end my turn. So he's going to move here. Finish that. Okay. Now we're going to go here, and we can get 1 fur and 1 piece of meat. We'll grab them both and put them on our board, and that'll allow him then to move there. Now we're going to place one of our guys here, and we're going to get a. We're going to spend 3 resources for this, and we're going to pick up this little board here. And what this will allow me to do is I can store 2 resources on it for free, but I also get to gain 2 resources. Now on the flip side, if I wanted to, I could use this. I get 2 resources as well, and then I could store up to 5, and it would only count as 1 time against me. But I'm going to use this side for right now. So the 2 resources I want are a piece of food and a piece of equipment. Okay? And now he'll move to there. So now it's my time to strike with this guy, and he needs at least 2 power. So we're going to play him down. We're going to play this. Let's not use that one. I think we'll use this one. And we'll place this card behind him. Okay, and so I could do this up to 3 times. I need to spend 1 equipment, 1 food, 1 fur, 1 wood, and I can move 4 spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 1 equipment, 1 food, 1 fur, 1 wood. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, that got me through the first mountain range. And that's the biggest one. So he does move forward 1. So now 1, 2, 3, 4. Let me see. I gotta lay him down because I can't see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I got 5 water spaces before I hit the next mountain range. Okay, so I did move him forward. So let's see. What should I do now? I've already called my powwow. I've got 1 Indian left. I should probably try to collect some food. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play this card down like this, and hang on, before I do that, let me think. Let's not do that. Well, yeah. Okay, let me think. Yes, let's do this. Okay, we're going to play this down like that, and what that does, it's going to activate this, but I do have a guy here, so I'm going to collect 2 pieces of food for that card there, okay? That will end my turn, so he moves forward 1 space. Alright, so now what I'm going to do is place one of my Indians there, and I'm going to pay a food. Now, what this spot allows me to do is I could activate one of my cards that has already been activated another time. So what I'm going to do is activate this one again, which will give me 2 more pieces of food. And I'm going to put them on my player board like that. Now he'll move forward one more time. Now I'm going to flip this card backwards, place it there, and that will allow me to burn up 1 piece of food, 1 food, and I can move 2 spaces in the water like that. I'll move them over to there. I'm setting up camp. I'll collect my cards. I don't move backwards. Let's move the camp up, and then he moves forward. All right. I don't know if I'm going to catch this fool, but I've got enough to catch him on the water right now. What I need to do is get some other resources so that I could catch him on the... I got to get through the mountains, and then I get through water again. So this is... Oh boy, it's going to be tricky. Okay, so I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 more turns before I lose. All right, so let's see what we can do, right? All right, so first thing first, we need to get finished through this water. So we're going to play this card down, and we're not going to do that yet. First, we're actually just going to call the powwow, and let's play... Okay, which card do you want to go on? Let's put this one under you. Okay? And what that's going to allow me to do is I could call the powwow up to 3 times. So we're going to put all these guys here in the center, like this. New stud muffin going to come out there, and this card will go away. And then I can take as many of them as I wish. I'm going to take 1 for sure, and I'm going to probably need some more of them because I'm going to need a lot of resources here. So I'm going to take 3 more for sure, possibly another one. So let's take a 4th, because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, that's going to be cutting it close. Very, very close. Probably not a grand idea to be taking this many, but let's see what we can do here, guys. All right, so that would end my turn, so he's going to move. All right. So now what I need to do is I need to get moving in the water here, I think. So let's play... that may not be quite as important. Let's do this first. Yeah, let's do that. Okay, so let's play him down, and we're going to put this wood behind him, and that's going to activate him 1 time, and I'm going to put an Indian on him to activate him 2 times. So that's going to be... Both of these food are going to go, and I'm going to move forward 4 spaces. 1, 2, 3... Okay, to there. All right, so now I'm right there in the mountain. Now I need to get this guy going, and he'll get me through the mountains, okay? Easier said than done. So he moves forward 1. All right. Now I need, let's see, I'm going to need a food. So I'm going to go here, collect 1 and 1. Okay, that's going to end my turn. He's going to move forward 1. Now I'm going to go here and collect 1 food and a fur, and my turn's over. He's going to move forward 1. Now I need to activate this card, so I'm going to use this like that to activate it. Okay, and I'm going to spend the 1 equipment, the 1 food there, okay, and that moves me 4 spaces, so I'm at the edge of the mountains. Okay. So now I'm done. He's going to move forward 1. Oh, God, I ain't going to make this. Okay, now we are going to do this. Okay, and I am going to put... No, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't put any Indians on. We can't do that. I'm not going to be able to make it because I got too many of them. Ah, that's going to kill me. I shouldn't have taken them all. Okay, well, I do get to collect 2 pieces of food. And that would... I don't want to camp. Now he's going to move forward. Now, unfortunately, here's where I messed up. I shouldn't have taken so many, because now I can place this guy somewhere. Okay, where do we want to place him? Oh, okay. Well, here's one thing we can do. Okay, shoot. All right. Let's do this. We're going to place him here. We're going to spend 1 food. I'm not going to beat this guy, but I'm going to place him here and spend 1 food to activate this card again, okay? I'm going to spend 1 food, and I'm going to move 2 spaces on the player board right there. And unfortunately, that would end my turn, and that means he moves forward, and he's beaten me. Guys, he ate all the food, he drank all the beer, and he wooed all the women, and I have nothing left but my dog. I got a dog. Griffin Gaming, from new releases to pre-orders. Griffin Gaming. Enter in promo code GRAYELEPHANT for 5% off your order.